This is Katie Hunter from MMA UK. I'm here with the Smashmouth Barber.
How's it going?
Would you like to tell us your real name?
Yeah, I guess it's Nathan.
Nice to meet you, Nathan. It's not escaped my attention that I'm doing an interview with really bad hair. I apologise, I got caught in the rain on the way here.
No comment.
So tell us whose hair you've done this week.
This week we've done quite a few. We've done Dominic Reyes. We've spoke to Brad Pickett. We've done Dan Ige, John Phillips. There's quite a few guys. I think we're doing Volkan Uzumir later in the week. Maybe Danny Roberts. So pretty much most of the card.
Some of the people that you told me that you're doing don't seem to have a lot of hair.
Yeah, you could say that. Some of the guys just want a quick zip over the top to keep them clean and fresh for weigh-ins and stuff. Some of the guys want their beard shaped up. Yeah, it's probably that there's more follically challenged guys on this card than there probably has been on the previous cards, which we've done in Germany, Argentina. So yeah, it's whatever we can do to help, basically.
And what's the funniest style anyone's asked for? Or are they more just trim?
Most of the guys are just general trim ups. In Germany, we did Emil Meek.
What was he like?
Again, he's another guy in the category with Johnny Walker. Doesn't sit still. He was like a child, literally just buzzing, but jumping around, messaging people. Obviously, he's got quite a weird sort of Mohican with a line. Yeah. The style he's got now with the sort of Mohican with a line down the middle is actually a style we created for him.
Oh, wow.
He said, I normally have this, and we adjusted it slightly for the Hamburg card for press conferences and media and stuff. And yeah, he stuck with it. Yeah. He's a funny guy. But yeah, generally it's just a tidy up of what previous barbers have done.
That's so cool. And you said that you've done Johnny Walker's hair as well. What was he like?
Just different level. He's a prime example, and I've said this before. He's a prime example of somebody who genuinely enjoys what he's doing. Yeah. He doesn't care win or lose. He's genuinely just he's crazy. Johnny Walker's one of those guys. What you see is what you get. When you see him on camera, and he's doing the worm and all this the stuff, he's awesome. Oh, photo bomb by Molly.
This is Molly McCann in the background. Shout out, Molly. Molly is looking ripped ahead of tomorrow's weigh-ins. So one of the things that you must have to contemplate is that you're cutting people's hair during fight week, where their moods can be a bit up and down. What's that like?
Bizarre, especially for guys that are quite lively, like Johnny Walker and guys like that. And then you'll go to another room and it'll be somebody else that's really happy, and all of a sudden you turn around, look back up, and they generally look like they want to punch you. That's down to like the food, the water cutting and stuff like that. So yeah, you kind of just get used to it. You kind of know when they don't want to talk, so you just shut up and get on with their haircut. But most of the guys, touch wood, we've not met a guy that genuinely has a bad attitude. From UFC staff to like media guys, they're all pretty sound. We get on alright with them.
And do you notice different styles requested by people from different countries or nationalities, or like it's just whatever's in fashion at the time?
I think it's a trend in general. So a lot of the British guys want skin fades and like real short styles and want to look sharp, dapper, and they get their haircut quite often. Whereas you get a lot of American guys, and like most of the UFC that I've seen so far are like, meh, I'm not really bothered. Yeah. You got guys like Nathaniel Wood, who always looks dapper, always looks sharp. And yeah, there's guys out there. I guess guys like Conor McGregor kind of started that you look good, fight good sort of mentality. So yeah, some people are just like make it shorter. Some people specifically like writing this and this. So yeah, it's very dependent on I think where they come from and their background and stuff. So
I've noticed that Cody Garbrandt's barber follows him around the world, cutting his hair like every few days, it seems like. So would that be a dream gig to hook up with one person and just travel all over the world?
Weirdly enough, the reason I got into this is because one of the fighters is actually on the card in London. Nad Narimani is from Bristol, so he frequented my barbershop on sort of like a weekly basis to come in for a haircut, and that's how I ended up going to Germany and Argentina, because Nad rang me and said, I need a haircut, so we followed him. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of a thing. Cody always looks good. He's another example of your Nathaniel Woods, your Cody Garbrandts, your Conor McGregors. These guys always look on point. That's kind of their thing. So yeah, you never know. I'm happy doing what we're doing at the minute. So whenever I can get to a gig, whoever's on the card, generally you guys, we've got guys like Ian Heinisch, Danny Roberts on this card that I've trimmed before. So it works out quite well. But obviously there's quite a few venues, quite a few UFC fighters. So, I mean, yeah, I think we're up to probably 35 of the current active roster that we've trimmed up before. So yeah, it's pretty cool. It's different.
Yeah, it's different.
I mean, yeah, if Cody gives me a ring, then you know, you never know. I'm quite happy to fly around with him. Do you know what I mean? But I think it's you get to the point where that becomes important when you're at, like, Cody Garbrandt's in the limelight all the time with sponsorship deals and stuff like that. I guess in a London show, Nathaniel Wood, for example, is in the spotlight constantly because it's his hometown. I'm sure there'll be other guys. I mean, guys like Johnny Walker, he's going to go far. Dominic Reyes, again, is another fighter that I think he's 10-0. He wants to look good. He has to have a nice tidy beard. He has to have nice tidy hair. And they say it helps him fight better. So when you feel good and you look good, you're going to perform better. So yeah, we'll see. If I get the phone call, you never know. I might be jetting around the world.
So you were saying that you've done Nad Narimani's hair. You obviously know him, and you've been asked to give Mike Grundy a trim or tidy him up. So that'll be two fighters who are facing each other in the octagon on Saturday. What's that like for you?
That happens quite a lot. I think you've got to try and be impartial and unbiased. I've known Nad for a long time now. I'm not actually cutting Nad's hair on this event, which kind of makes it slightly easier.
So you want Mike to win?
Not at all. I can't possibly comment. I think there was a comment yesterday at the open workouts where Dan Hardy was asked by somebody in the crowd, who do you think is going to win, Masvidal or Till? And Dan gave the same answer. No comment. Do you know what I mean? You do almost get attached to the fighters. So like guys like Ian Heinisch I've cut before, obviously he's fighting Tom Breeze. So we trimmed up Tom Breeze today. We'll probably trim up Ian in the later on in the week. It's weird. Yeah. You can't have a preference. Although you might get on slightly better with one of the fighters, or one of the other fighters might have a cooler hairstyle, you can't be biased. Do you know what I mean?
I'm still learning that.
Yeah. We're here to do a job, do you know what I mean? So we're just trying to help the fighters make their fight week easier, so they don't have to worry about going out into a city they don't know and try and find a barber shop, or worry about the way they look at the weigh-ins. So yeah, I mean, at the after party after, I'm sure we'll grab a beer or two with the fighters and stuff, and I think the vibe's generally pretty good. Even fighters that fight each other, there's never really too much of an issue. They generally got on quite well, and after they'll shake hands and have a beer after. So it's funny. So I couldn't comment on the Mike Grundy and Nad Narimani situation. For me, I've been cutting Nad's hair for a long time. Do you know what I mean? So
you want Nad to win?
Maybe. You never know. It wouldn't be fair of me to say. Do you know what I mean? We're going to sort out Mike later today, so we'll see.
Awesome. Nice politician's answer there. Finally, do you want to give a shout out to your barbershop back at home while we've got you on the mic? Yeah,
I mean, we're quite fortunate that I got a good team. So we've got a barbershop in Weston-super-Mare near Bristol. So it's probably about 3 hours away, called Bearded Bambies. It's my shop. Strange name, long story. But it's I'm fortunate that I've got 7 or 8 barbers that are really top-end barbers, and that affords me time to be able to come away. And then when you get brands like Vigor 8, Revive is a local clothing brand to us. It's very good quality products that are now wanting to get involved, and they want to help the fighters as well. So generally, like on fight week, we'll have care packages as such. So we'll have a t-shirt, some sliders, maybe some beard oils from my shop and stuff like that, and we put it all into a bundle with a bottle of Vigor 8 and stuff, and we give it to the fighters and say, look after yourself. Do you know what I mean? You look good now. This is how. Like, there's a t-shirt. There's this. It's not an endorsement. It's no pressure, but it's kind of unfortunate that the guys look after the stuff at home, and then we can help other brands and other fighters be the best they can. So yeah, I'm fortunate enough. Like we'll see where it goes. You never know. You might see me in Sweden. You might see me in Russia. We've been talking to some of the fighters that are fighting on those fight nights. So it's all good.
Wicked. Well, it's so nice speaking to you, and wish you best of luck with Stockholm. Will probably be next.
St. Petersburg, maybe.
Oh, St. Petersburg first.
Yeah, so we're looking at that. We got we're talking to someone I've trimmed before, Marcin Tybora, who's obviously quite a beastie fellow, and he's doing so good things in the heavyweight division. So I've contacted him, and I think Emil Meek's floating around those 2 events as well. So you never know. It'll be St. Petersburg, Stockholm, and many more to come hopefully.
I think you should definitely video next time Valhalla's getting his hair cut.
He's just different. He's crazy. Emil Valhalla, you got Johnny Walker, these guys, even John Phillips. Do you know what I mean? They're legitimate guys. Do you know what I mean? They're not bothered about the spotlight, the camera, and stuff like that. They're just having fun doing what they do.
They're bothered about their hair though.
That's a good thing for me. That works out well for me. It's great.
Brilliant. Thanks so much. Thank you.
Cheers.